What's up, everybody? Yeah, welcome to the Mike Dolce Knows channel. Thank you guys for being here. I'm going to read mean tweets. People, they say some really mean stuff that's hurtful, and I think their intention is to be nasty. So I'm going to read those and then answer those, and then you guys can either agree with them or agree with me, or maybe disagree with both of us. Who knows? Well, thank you for being here. Make sure you definitely check out the links below, merrickhealth.com/Dolce, for the most comprehensive and affordable blood work to make sure you are living your absolute best life, getting every ounce of progress out of your diet and exercise program. Also, our good friends at Certified Piedmontese, the only grass-fed, grass-finished beef I trust to feed my family. Go to Piedmontese.com, promo code Dolce, save 25% and get 2-day delivery to your door. Absolutely free. Check those links below. Now, let's get right into the nastiness. This is coming from our Facebook page. And yes, this is called Mean Tweets. And it's not exactly a tweet. This is a mean Facebook post, which is hurtful. So I posted on Twitter. That's where I started after watching. Let me take a second here. I watch doctors on Twitter all the time call each other no, nothing hacks. You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. You should lose your license. You're horrible. You're horrible. You're horrible. And then any layperson that says, well, hey, why should I believe you? And they say, well, I'm a doctor. And don't you know how much education it takes to become a doctor and how many hours I spent in school and blah, 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 blah. Quote, because I'm a doctor. And my tweet said, and this was after watching two doctors go back and forth with a bunch of other tribal doctors in their two little groups going back and forth about each other. I said, you ever notice how doctors will criticize other doctors who disagree with them as being know-nothing hacks, but tell you to simply believe what they say because, well, I'm a doctor and I know better. This is very much a part of the public disillusionment with medical authority. Sorry, I thought that screen was up, right? That makes sense. Doctors will tell each other that the other one is an idiot because they disagree with them. But then we say, wow, this doctor basically is saying 50% of the other doctors out there are idiots. Why should I believe you? Because if I have two doctors telling me what to do based upon their logic, one of them doesn't know what they're doing. Therefore, me as a layperson, I have to really try and qualify the advice that I'm getting. And the doctor said, you should just listen to me. I'm a doctor. Well, that's not going to work anymore. Clearly, the last 2 years have shown us that we must be asking additional questions from other highly qualified licensed experts, because not everyone is really worth the degree that they have hanging on their wall. I don't think this is very controversial. So I posted this. I threw it up on my Facebook page, and here comes this gentleman. Robert says, sounds familiar, Mike. Maybe you should look at you lately. You can be exactly the same. Apparently, you know everything now and are an expert at everything. When people post crap like this, they should look inside themselves first or risk exposing themselves to the truth. Well, that's a bunch of ad hominem attacks that there's really no basis there. What did I say specifically that I'm pretending to be an expert in? I certainly don't talk about carburetors. I don't talk about hard drives. I don't talk about aerodynamics. I don't talk about playing the saxophone. There's a lot of areas like I just shut up and listen because I'm not even an amateur yet. So what do I talk about that I'm pretending to be an expert at that I'm not? That I'm curious, but he doesn't say that. And then this other gentleman, Ryan D., assuming he's a gentleman, says, Robert, yeah, his tone got condescending and he speaks from a lot of privilege. Privilege. How am I privileged? I am one of the least privileged people on the planet so far as I know. I grew up in abject poverty, no heat, no hot water, no running water, no electricity, no air conditioning, no windows in my house. The back bedroom of my house had a hole in the roof, and we couldn't afford to put asphalt shingles onto the roof, and the hole got bigger and bigger, and it flooded down into the second floor back bedroom that then flooded down into the kitchen, which didn't exist. We had no appliances, no stove, no refrigerator, no nothing. That ruined that. We hooked a tarp up in the second floor bathroom. Now, this is when I was a child. Through my single digit and early to mid-teen years, we hooked a tarp up in the second floor bathroom and set it up like a slide so all the water would shoot out the back window. Imagine if you were my neighbor. My God, this would be horrible, horrible. No food in my home. Like literally, I had to start working when I was 8 years old so I could eat. I paid my own high school tuition, and I slept in my car my senior year of high school, effectively making me homeless. But I'm privileged somehow. I lost my father due to a massive stroke, heart attack, single mom, totally overwhelmed, but I'm privileged. I don't even know how that works, but okay, I'm just, kind of giving you some context here. And then Robert says, right, I used to like his advice. Now he is a doctor, apparently. No, of course not. A scientist. Well, yes, I am a scientist. I identify as a scientist. Apparently has a teaching degree to homeschool and teach his kids. You actually don't need a teaching degree to homeschool your children. We actually follow state laws and state protocols. Although my wife does have her master's degree in journalism and communication, so she is a academic, and she'll likely go on to teach at the college level as a professor once we are finished raising our children. So she's already going down that path. So, we could say that. But the conspiracy junk that he spouts, like what conspiracy junk? I am not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a realist. Again, used to be great when he stayed in his lane. Well, what is my lane, by the way? I'm not sure. What is my lane? Notice fighters don't hire him anymore. Well, that's actually not true because I get solicited from fighters and teams and camps nearly every single day. I choose not to work with fighters anymore because I did that for a long period of my life. And I've graduated past that. I have 2 young children at home that I chose at the peak and highlight of my career training athletes to resign from that effectively to focus on being a family man so I can be there when my children wake up. I can be there when my children go to bed. I can take my children on walks at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday afternoon instead of being in Sao Paulo, Brazil with some fighter who's going to pay me pennies on the dollar to what I would normally make in my other businesses. So that is wrong and highly flawed also. So everything Robert's saying is wrong, and pretty much everything Ryan is saying is wrong. But let me get on to the response here. He's gone off the rails, and his 3 weeks to shred it is getting old. It's like saying gravity's getting old. It's like saying the GPS to get you from New York City to LA is getting old. You don't want to take the same tried and true path to get you there the fastest, the most efficiently way possible. Okay, should I come up with a fake, false, ketogenic, carnivore-based intermittent fasting program just to sell you something new? Or should I tell you the truth of what actually works? Well, I guess I could do that and probably 3 to 7x my income if I did want to do that. But all right, he used to be extremely fat. Hey, now you're shaming. And eat junk like crazy, yet spouts how perfect he is. Well, in my late teens and early mid-20s, I was a competitive powerlifter, and I followed the template of all the great powerlifters before me, guys like J.M. Blakely and Dave Tate and Louis Simmons, and my personal mentor, Matt Clark, and other amazing high-level, state-level, national-level, state record-setting, world record-setting powerlifters who said this is the protocol to follow. So in my late teens and early 20s, I did follow that protocol, and I got ungodly strong for a young man my age. But I realized in my early mid-20s the woes of my ways, and I completely reversed that at 25 or so, 25, 26. So over the last 20 years, I have been completely focused on a longevity-based nutrition and lifestyle program that guarantees immediate athletic and aesthetic improvement while not sacrificing the long-term health outcomes. And the entire world over the last 20 years has slowly fallen in line behind our methodology. And that's pretty interesting. Great doctors like Dr. Rhonda Patrick and Dr. Andrew Huberman are just now, talking about many of the strategies that we've been discussing for the last 20 plus years. I'm not saying I created those. I'm saying I was aware of those and followed those and continued searching those paths to the point that we have perfected those, as seen with our stable of elite athletes and millions of regular folks around the world. But anyway, let's go on here. And I responded, number one, and it's funny because Ryan D, since I've posted this, has come through and deleted some of his comments. After I started replying, he deleted some of his comments. And let me just respond back to what I had said to Ryan D. Had basically said, I can just train in my gym all day long. Like, oh, it's easy for me. I can just train in my gym. Well, no, Alan, let me just read this. My gym is a production studio where I do not train. If I try to train here, I end up answering emails and phone calls and questions from the team. Basically, I just keep working. Just like everyone else, I get in my car and I drive to a commercial gym for my personal workouts, where I am in and out in under 60 minutes. I post the videos from the gym, right? From the Jersey Shore Fitness Shop is one of the main gyms I'm going to lately, or Jersey Strong, right over in Monmouth County, New Jersey, or Powerhouse Gym, the old Powerhouse Gym up near the DMV in Hazlitt. I go to bed at 9:15 p.m., an hour after my children go to bed. Oh, because he said, like, he prioritizes his family, and I don't prioritize my family. And life's not just about working out. This is what Ryan had said, but kind of cowardly, he deleted his post. But let me continue. I go to bed at 9:15, an hour after my children go to bed, and I wake up before 6 a.m. so I can get my 30 minutes of cardio and stretching and meditation and goal setting in before my kids wake up around 8. So I wait for my kids to go to sleep. I put them to bed, sing them songs, rub their hair, and tell them stories about my childhood and their childhood. And I do all the amazing things a parent is so blessed to do. I put my beautiful children to bed. I get to watch a little bit of show, a little bit of TV with my wife for an hour. We typically watch one episode. We're watching Breaking Bad right now, Better Call Saul, or like Vikings, or Stranger Things. We can't wait. But we're not going to see Stranger Things until like August, because we watch an hour of TV per night, right? So anyway, I spend an hour on the couch with my wife, then it's bedtime. Sometimes she comes to bed. Sometimes she stays up and does her thing. That's fine. So I tell Ryan that you can make all the excuses you want, but do not project your excuses onto me. Now, I prioritize my family above all else, which is why I prioritize my health. I don't want to have a massive stroke and a heart attack like my father did, like his father did when I was 8 years old, leaving my children destitute, in poverty, scared and hungry and alone. So instead of drinking alcohol and smoking cigarettes and eating bagels and cream cheese and light and sweet coffees on the way to work, and burgers and French fries and Chipotle and Taco Bell and wing night and pizza pie and ice cream and cakes, instead of doing all the other stuff that nearly every other father does, I choose not to do that. Out of respect for my family. Out of respect for my family. But Ryan, I guess you don't get that. And then I do say to Ryan, I saw you posted and deleted a comment that was filled with more inaccuracies, which he did. Shame on you, Ryan. You should have left it up. Hopefully you reread it and realize it was not accurate. So I wrote out a full reply, and it says, because he again says, well, you might not work out in your gym, but your job is literally working out. You have no idea what I do, by the way. Am I working out right now? No, well, let me explain. False. My job is not working out. My job is teaching other humans to lead better lifestyles, running a digital media agency, speaking to live audiences and private clients, and producing health-based content. I, quote, work out on my personal time, before work and after work, or I take a break in the middle of the day and I work out. That is not my job. That is because I'm a human. I'm a 46-year-old male that wants to live as long as possible and be as healthy as possible, so I'm not a burden to my family in the process. This is where people get it twisted. Again, projecting their own insecurities and personal biases onto someone like me. I work my ass off, and then I do my own fitness routine. That has nothing to do with my job, which is providing content for our audiences and private client services and everything we do. So, Ryan, before you cast aspersions, you should probably get your facts straight as to how I have changed. Because he said, "Oh, you've changed over the years, Dolce." Okay, I take your point, but I disagree. I see all the and he said I basically changed because now I'm like so aggressive and calling out other diet programs that, quote, aren't mine. Okay, fair. I take your point. Let me explain. I see all the fad diet garbage being pumped into the fitness culture, and I know for a fact what works and what does not. I will always push back against the marketing gimmicks and tell you the truth. You do not have to follow my information. You don't have to believe my information, but it will not change the fact that my information is true. Ryan, everything I say is 100% true. It's 100% true. Please show me anything I have stated regarding fitness or nutrition that is false, especially anything that is deliberately false. Anything that's accidentally false, please let me know so I can correct it if it's true. But please let me know if anything I said is deliberately false, like all the marketing gimmicks out there trying to separate you from your cash. I am here to help. I am not here to pretend. I'm not here to make you feel good about your poor decisions. I'm here to tell you the truth. And then I responded back to Robert, who was the OP, the original poster here. And I had said in regards to this post, I said, I literally posted this after watching two equally credentialed doctors tear into each other for disagreeing with each other. The past 2 years, we have seen equally qualified doctors calling each other the exact same bad names because they disagree with each other. But yeah, blame me for pointing that out, for saying, hey, doctors, why are you guys talking such smack about each other? Well, that actually looks way better on the screen, by the way, too. You guys can't even come to a consensus, docs, which is making the rest of us feel very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable with your information. Like, now we're confused. If you can't believe that one, we're saying, well, why should we believe you then? You have the exact same degree in education. Like, what that doctor's saying, well, that kind of makes sense. I mean, she's kind of got a point. I don't have the qualifications to know for sure, but that is a decent point from my perspective. And what you're saying sounds a little hokey, but you're saying you're right. He's saying you're wrong. So shouldn't we kind of pause for a second and try and figure this out? That's what this post says, but somehow I'm the bad guy, which is really weird. And then Jason Miller had nothing negative to say. So now, was this an exact quote mean? Well, yeah, it was mean tweet because Ryan said some mean things, but he went and deleted it. So hopefully he deleted what he was saying because he like saw my reply and was like, oh, wow, damn, Dolce's got a point here. That actually, I didn't realize that. I thought Dolce, just like everybody else, thinks that because you're on TV or whatever it is, people like think that there's some sort of privilege. Like, how am I privileged? Like, that's the funny ass thing. How am I privileged? I am one of the least privileged people you will know. Now, I'm accomplished. I mean, just look at the wall behind me. I'm accomplished. I'm experienced. But boy, I am not privileged at all. I speak from a position of confidence. I speak from a position of facts. I speak from a position of experience. I've done what not many other coaches can ever claim. I have a 20+ year career working with the world's greatest athletes competing in weight class oriented combat sports, and I have a 100% success ratio. I don't know of any other coach with our record. Are there? Maybe. Do they have as many clients as we had? Did they test their theory hundreds of times at the elite level like we have with a 100% success ratio? I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know who they are. I pretty much know all the top of the top. I know the best of the best. They're awesome. I have nothing bad to say, but they're going to say, yeah, Dolce, man. Dolce is the OG, right? Ask them all. They might disagree with some of the things that we say, but they'll say, but you look at his results. I mean, he's got a point. It's not the way we do it. That's the way Dolce does it, but shit, it works. What's the worst thing you can say about what we've ever done? It works. Not the way I would have done it, but it worked 100% of the time. Bicep of truth, right? So, mean tweets. I'm going to start doing this more. I don't know. I might get 0 views. I might get 100. Get 100. Give me 100 thumbs up. Give me 100 likes. And I will actually start putting some, because there's some nasty ones out there too. So I'll go through like the nasty ones. Give me 100 thumbs up. I've never asked for that. I don't think I've ever asked for that on the new Mike Dolce Knows channel. Bang. If you watch this, give me a thumbs up. If you got this far, give me a thumbs up. Let's get 100 thumbs up on this, and I will do another mean tweet video. I'd love to do like a live mean tweet conversation with people who just like despise me. That would be so fun. I'm not a person who avoids conflict. I kind of enjoy it in a way, especially when I believe I have the moral high ground. So I can do that. But what do you guys think? Leave comments below. I would love to hear your mean tweets. If you want to leave anybody, you don't like me, please leave a mean post below. Or if you do leave a good post. Feel free to jump on over to our Facebook page. It's just the Dolce Diet Facebook page. And feel free to throw your 2 cents into what Robert and Ryan said. But I will say, be kind. Just be kind. Like I was. I didn't call them bad words. I didn't make any threats. I just stated my case. But feel free to jump on over there. I'd love to see it. Anyway, guys and gals, I've gone way too long. Thank you again for being here. Also, you want to work with me one-on-one? We have private one-on-one training available now. Click the link below, thedolcediet.com, and also our 4-week and 12-week personalized diet and exercise programs, completely digital on your phone, on your tablet, on your laptop. Everything you need to get in amazing shape. That's all there for you. Plus, we have 1,200 free articles at thedolcediet.com, all completely free. Smoothies and crock pot recipes and sleep hacks and tone and tighten your tummy workouts, all free even at thedolcediet.com. Feel free to click that stuff and other cool stuff below. Thank you once again. And until next time, boom.